The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
Could Anaklia port be of added value, especially in this new context on how first the pandemic and now Russia's war in Ukraine have been shaping the global transit routes and shipping landscape? This was our question to the participants of the conference. You will listen to what they have to say in a few minutes right after we get updated on the new proceedings with the Anaklia Port and City project, which is currently being debated in the International Arbitration Court. Our reporter Shotat Gashalashvili talked to Ted Jonas, the project's lawyer.
Hello, Mr. Jonas. Thank you for your time. I'm great, thank you. We have a question to you about the comments from the Minister of Economy. On Friday, Mr. Levan Davitashvili said that government has consultations and communications with different investors who are interested in building Anaklia port. What are your assessments on these kinds of communications?
Right. Well, a couple of points. First of all, we ourselves, the Anaklia Development Consortium, brought the Georgian government in the fall of 2019 two very good international investors, which they were not interested to work with. One of them rejected outright, and both of them they dissuaded from investing in the project. And then soon after that, they terminated the investment agreement with us. So what they're doing right now is what was happening 3 years ago, and we're 3 years behind. Secondly, since they terminated the investment agreement and put us in a position where some months later we had no other alternative except to start international arbitration cases, as we have told them many times, and as they know themselves, that no reputable investor is going to invest in this project as long as two international arbitration cases are pending regarding the project. And so they can talk to investors, but they will not bring in a reputable or competent investor as long as these arbitration cases are pending. And they know that very well themselves. They've even put the same language in their own state budget for 2021 last year, that when they allocated money for a tender, that the tender may not succeed as long as the arbitration cases were pending, which is absolutely the case. We were working with them, and we were having discussions with the prior Minister of Economy with the purpose of trying to resolve the dispute with us. And that would be based on bringing in an additional investor. And they cut those discussions off themselves last October. So we are ready now, as we were last year, and at any time to sit down with them and talk and work out a restructuring of the project with a new investor. That is the only way it's going to work for them as long as these arbitration cases are pending. So we are happy to work with them on bringing new investors in. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yes. Also, can you tell us about the arbitration disputes? On what stage those disputes are currently?
So the cases are now at the point where, and I'm not able to give details about the cases, but I think I can say we have filed our claims and evidence in both cases, the Anaklia Development Consortium, and the ball's in the government's court at this point.
Mm-hmm. Also, as you know, currently the transportation sector has gained more importance, and several days ago, even the government of Kazakhstan said that they consider shifting some of their transportation towards the Caspian and Caucasian lines. So, can you tell us if Anaklia was already built, what potential Georgian economy would have gained already?
Huge potential would be realized, and the extremely criminal war in Ukraine and the obstruction of Ukrainian ports, as well as the sanctions on Russia, and which will reduce any traffic going through Novorossiysk on the Russian Black Sea coast, means that Anaklia would have been even far more important right now and gotten far more traffic. So by undermining the Anaklia project, the Georgian government missed not only in a larger or global sense the opportunity to build Anaklia port, but to have it ready now when it is needed to take all of the traffic that Georgia can gain from the current situation in Ukraine and the sanctions against Russia.
Thank you for your answers, Mr. Jonas.
Thanks. Okay, appreciate it. My pleasure.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.